What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today. Litecoin right now, we're up about 5.13%. We're at $212.17. Litecoin today is actually one of the best movers out there in the cryptocurrency space. If you can see, we have a lot of red today, not much in the green. As we just work our way through here, I mean, even links down to $28.60, down 5%. So it's nice to see Litecoin doing something nice here today, guys, being up a little bit. But as the rest of the market is selling off a little bit right now, we do have to be cautious of that because it can drag down Litecoin with it. Okay, because this market basically works as a whole and you have to pay attention to that, okay? If Bitcoin stalls out a little bit or if it starts to dump and Ethereum starts to dump a little bit, it could bring Litecoin down with it. So just be aware of that fact. But right now we're having a nice little day for Litecoin. We're at $212. Main area we've been looking at for overhead resistance was roughly at about $200, that round psychological number. If we could get a nice daily candle close up above that today, that could potentially get us up to challenge roughly around $227. So we're going to get into all this, guys. We're going to work through the time frames. If you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I try to present this, the best case that I can without putting too much hype or anything into it. We just want to look at the upside, the downside, and the sideways, because in this space, anything truly can happen, okay? We're speculators in this space, and you have to realize that. And also let me know if Litecoin's one of your favorite positions that you're in right now. It's nice to see it up today. So let me know down low if you're in Litecoin positions and tell me if you think we're going to be going up to around that $238. You can just put up or down. Love to hear your opinion on it. So as we're in here on the 1 hour or on the 1 day time frame for Litecoin, something else I wanted to pay attention to was the relative strength. So the relative strength, we have been strong here, been pointing up. We've been making higher highs and higher lows. That's what you're looking for. And with Litecoin, remember last video we were talking about right down in here, holding this doji as a higher low. That's what's so important. So we pushed up again. Now this is our new higher low, and that's roughly going to be at about $190. So we're going to look at that area as support, and then it'd be down to around 178 if we do start to move to the downside, excuse me. But it's very similar to what we dealt with over here when we had this trend line break as well. This was our candle close, and then we got a nice little move right out of here. This area we had our candle close, and now we've been trying to get a nice little move out of here. The only thing we've been lacking is that volume. You can kind of see here we have not been above average on our volume, so I definitely want you to keep an eye on that. If we get into the technicals for Litecoin, you can see right now we are at a 0 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 17 buy, and this is on the 1 day time frame. Oscillators 0 sell, 8 neutral, and a 3 buy. Moving averages 0 sell, 1 neutral, and a 14 buy. So basically everything's neutral, but the momentum's going to be a buy. MACD level is going to be a buy. The awesome oscillator is also going to be a buy. So next, what I want to do is kind of work through the time frames here. So this is on the 1 day time frame. We're just going to take a look. We're going to go to the 12-hour. And what we're looking for are the trends, right? Trend change. So right here, lower highs and lower lows. We had these tweezer bottoms off $153. Now we've changed the trend. Higher low, higher low, higher low. We want to keep those coming in, and you could also draw a trend line there on the 12-hour time frame and make sure we stay up above that. Now on the 12-hour, we did have a little bit above average volume here, and that was the last 12 hours that we had. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Relative strength is at 63, so we're not in any overbought territories. If we get into the 4-hour time frame, same deal, looking to see if we can continue to hold this trend, right? Keep those higher lows coming in. RSI is at 66, so we're not in overbought territory, a little bit above average volume here, so that's nice to see. We did have a little bit of profit taking here, so some longer wicks, and that's common at resistance levels. On the 4-hour time frame, the next overhead resistance would be about that $224 would be a spot that we're paying attention to. And then if we get into the 1-hour time frame, we take a look at this, same deal, trying to change the trend, guys. It's all about the trend. I'm telling you, when you pay attention to this stuff here, you can see higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and you want those to continue to come in, and you can draw a trend line to make sure that you stay up above those. Price action is so critical in this space, and I think people underestimate it a lot. Okay, so what I want to do is go back to the 1 day time frame. Now we're going to look at this a little bit differently. Okay, we're going to do this on the line graph now as opposed to the candles. And you just tell me what you think. We're going to look at the big picture for Litecoin here, and I want to show you where we're at. And this is going to be on the logarithmic scale. So our previous all-time high was roughly up around like $387, right in that range, going off the closes. But same deal, you can see the trends. Look over here, lower highs, lower lows, right? And over here, we've still been putting in these higher lows coming in. You see that? And that's where I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you believe that this was the floor like we had back here and we're going for that next push up? Because if we get that next series push up, you know, we could be up at around $300 potentially for Litecoin. But that's also if, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything behaves itself. We got to pay attention to that stuff as well. And typically when we have these corrections, just so you can pay attention to this, you're looking, that's roughly about 35% to the downside. This area up here, we just dropped roughly about 33% to the downside. So this area here, if we're in, and that's the local bottom at around 164 or so, this could be our next move out of there. So now we have to pay attention to the trend, right? Want to get this moving on heavier volume. That's going to be the key, but we have room on the RSI there. We're only at 61 on the 1 day time frame. So I'd love to hear your opinion down low, guys. Do you think we're going to be going higher here, testing some of that 238, even up to that 268, or do you believe the whole market's due for a little bit more of a cooling down period before we head higher potentially? So I'd love to hear your opinion down low. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.